Hey everybody, welcome to the Abbots Address. Today is Tuesday, November 22nd, 2016. So Thanksgiving Day is coming up, and for many of us that represents just a time of warm family gatherings and turkey and all the Hallmark card wonderfulness kind of stuff. And if that's your case, I'm happy for you and I celebrate with you, and that's great. And for a lot of folks, it's not so clean a sweep, you know. For a lot of folks, Thanksgiving holiday and the Christmas season that we're coming up to is actually kind of a contentious or a sad or a lonely time. So I'd like to offer a few words about that, particularly um, in light of all this political stuff that's been going on. How do you deal if you show up at your Thanksgiving space and you know that there's those family members who don't hold your views? And given how polarized things and how tense things can get, what about it? How do we make it through this? Well, there's a couple of things that the Buddhist tradition has to say about this, and it's like this. You see, the first thing is set an intention for the gathering, and have the intention be to let us say something that makes sense to you, but say like, my intention for getting together with this family is that we have a nice connective experience, that we enjoy each other's company, and that we have a good time. And like at least have that as your ideal intention when you go in. If we just show up and kind of see what happens, then a lot of things can happen that would be different than if we have the intention of saying, let's feel connected. Even with differences, let's do things that let's have a connecting experience here. So that way as you go through the evening or the day and things come up, you can refer to what your intention is. My intention is for us to have a connected, loving experience. Now, you might fall flat on your face, but at least your intention keeps going into that direction. That's very different from having the intention to say, convince your, aunt that she's wrong finally after all these years. It's probably not going to happen. In fact, it's just not going to happen, right? So just don't worry about that one. Have the intention to have a loving, kind, connecting, nurturing experience, and do whatever it takes to keep the track going that way as much as possible. See, it's not all up to you, but the parts of it that are up to you, steer them that way. See, now how do we accomplish that? Well, it turns out that there's two main qualities that are based on a sort of a pillar. Okay, so the pillar is presence. The pillar is actually be present, be fully present to the moment. So when you notice your own reactivity starting to get triggered and stuff starts pulling you around, if you can be in your breath and be in your body and notice that stuff before it cascades to the point where you're saying stuff you totally wish you could take back a second later, then you're going to have a better odds of being able to just hold your ground, stay centered, and not just react to stuff. See, the ability to be centered gives us the ability to respond rather than just react. See, so do a little bit of, I'll say it, meditation before you go in, all right? Focus on your breath, get yourself centered, and go in there with the intention of loving kindness, connection. Then, beyond just presence and the intention, there's two big tools, okay? One is generosity, okay? That's this hand. You have the power of generosity, where your main focus is on giving. Be generous to yourself, be generous to all those around, and that can be a generous smile or giving people space to speak or passing the cornbread, whatever it is, but be generous, see? And then the other one is be patient, okay? Patience is an active quality of mind that expands this imperturbable space, I guess, the imperturbable kind of mindset. So it's just, patience is the antidote to anger. Okay, so things start pushing on us and the heat starts rising up and it starts to bubble over, and the antidote to that is patience. Practice patience. Like one of my music students might practice a scale that I give them. So you practice being patient. So if something comes up that's pushing you, you can say, oh, here's my chance to practice patience. in order to achieve my outcome of having a pleasant, connecting family experience, right? And generosity. Generosity is the antidote to clinging. The need to be right, for example, the need to make them see it your way, the need to be appreciated the way you want to be appreciated, or to have them say things the way you want them to say things, all that kind of stuff. So be generous, make a decision, let Aunt whoever she is or Uncle so and so just go ahead and be who they are. Let them be themselves. See, it doesn't mean you're getting pulled around into necessarily their point of view, but you're not having to make a conflict out of it. And ultimately, look, who can say, right? Families are crazy because people are crazy, and families are made out of people, and we're all crazy, so fine, right? Hold fast to your intention. If everything goes south, at least if your intention is clear and you intended to show up in a loving and a kind way with patience and generosity and presence and all that stuff, then, all right, you did the best you could, see? And then trust that, see? There's only so much of this equation that's actually a variable you can fill in, right? So ultimately, don't give your power away. Don't allow any difficult exchange to steal your joy or to steal your kindness or your lovingness or your compassion. And hold fast to your presence with generosity and patience. Okay, and I hope everybody has a wonderful Thanksgiving. And also a shout out to the fact that there's a lot of folks that will also be missing loved ones at this moment. People have passed away, families are split, and can't be together for various reasons, some of them very good ones. Nonetheless, it still hurts. So please be aware of each other, take care of each other, connect and reach out. And remember, your loving kindness is your business. No one can take that from you. Okay, thank you everybody. Happy Thanksgiving.